Now that we got Dominique's Jamaican vacation out of the way, she has decided that she's no longer feeling McKinley, and 15 days in, it's a wrap for her.
Yeah, the self-proclaimed old soul, from my vantage point, has shown that she is anything but an old soul with her immature actions, the things that she said out of her mouth that do not add up and do not come close to the truth from my vantage point, and basically wasted all of our times as viewers.
Well, welcome to Clip Alerts.
Yeah. Today we're going to be talking about Lifetime Network's reality-based TV series Married at First Sight, season number 16, episode number 9.
Before we get into it, please like, share, and subscribe. Please click that notification button so you know when we upload new content. And please send us your comments. Whatever we receive, we will respond to. But please hit that like button so it can help us in the algorithm. We thank you. We thank you for your support of this channel.
For sure, for
So,
sure.
so here we go. Let's talk about Miss Dominique, that her mama thought it was wise to bring her out center stage to the world to see how really immature her daughter is.
And yeah, and petty her daughter really is.
And I am going to put the full extent of my commentary on the experts. Who told them that a 25-year-old is going to be able to manage themselves in this experiment of married at first sight?
It wasn't me. I'm not an expert, but I saw that part of it, and I said that from the very beginning of our reviews about Dominique and Mac.
No, it's fine for them at the end of the process to go on TV and claim what worked on paper or what not. But a 25-year-old, what is your 25-year-old doing? Either they're running their own business, they're at a job, working somewhere, experiencing life in a full and new way, and partying or, living the life because that's
Single life.
what 25-year-olds do.
Right, right.
So why does her mother think, who more than likely knows that her daughter is immature, would put her on this platform? And why would the experts co-sign that foolishness?
I don't know why that is. I can only speculate, but I do know one thing. Um, Mac's time was wasted. He actually referenced, his sentiments about this whole process. He expressed embarrassment. He expressed disappointment. He expressed, just sentiments that I think are accurate based on what he was forced to endure in the way of her behavior, in the way of her sentiments.
She said she's over the marriage. She wants a divorce because she claimed that she's a positive person and that she doesn't want to have any part in negativity. Meanwhile, what we see her doing doesn't line up with the words that are coming out of her mouth. It seemed like she was more adventurous on the Jamaican vacation. That's why I said now that the vacation is over, it's a wrap for her 15 days in. So I'm not sure why they exposed this young lady to real life and whatever is going to come from it. And I really put this on the experts because they should have known better.
Yeah, and I think during the vetting process, I think Pastor, when he met with Mac and Dom, kind of referenced the age portion of that being something that maybe in retrospect they would have done differently had they been I guess, more accurate with their assessment of Dominique. I think that Pastor said that 25 was too young. 25 may be her chronological age from my vantage point, but her maturity age
It's
is much
14,
much
15
less than
years
that.
old at best.
Much less than that. She's a
I'm at
teenager.
best.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned. And
Because
he accused her, rightfully so, of quitting on their relationship, their marriage, without even having fully tried and really dealt with their first big hurdle.
But let's be clear, even if she's not married, to deal with people, you are going to have an upset. You're going to have a vexatious spirit.
Mhm.
When you encounter that, are you just going to say, okay, next? No, that's not how life works.
It is for her.
In marriage and just relationships, even relationship on the job, relationship with your family, relationship with your spouse or the person you love, you have a upset and you come back and you sit down and you resolve the upset and you move on and you do it again and you repeat it again and repeat again and repeat again.
What?
15 days in, she's read, oh, I'm tired of it, and you had to force her to articulate what exactly she wants. So when someone asks how she is doing, and Max said, well, we decided to part ways. And she continued and said that, oh, he's not, she implied rather that he's not positive, and she wanted to make a clean break before the relationship turned toxic. What?
Well,
What?
that BS aside, okay, again kind of reveals her lack of maturity, okay, and really her pettiness, because that's the word she kept using over and over repeatedly as it relates to her reasons why she was getting a divorce from Mac, because she got tired of his pettiness.
Now, Shaquille and Kristen said that they were pulling, instead of pulling together, they were pulling each other apart. What he actually said is that he was blindsided by her
Mhm,
decision to get a divorce, that he felt like he was belittled. She constantly belittled him,
mhm.
and he was emotionally drained, and that at no point was she willing to compromise, and
Right.
that's what we saw.
Right. That was what Dominique, despite any of her explanations, can't really take ownership of and justify from her part. She can finger point at Mac for not doing his part and label it as being petty and immature. But she, like you said from the very beginning, takes no accountability
None.
for her part in that. If I saw this correctly or accurately, that Mac is the reason why they're getting a
Right.
divorce.
She goes on Married at First Sight after party and was sort of washing that ish out. And Keisha was lobbing up these soft questions for her, and she would deflect from answering a straight question. And one of the things her mom asked her when they met is, did you tell Mac about stuff that he wanted? Yeah, mama. She sure did every day on one way or the other. And then the mama asks, did you give him an opportunity to change those things? And she said she wasn't on the show to change another human being. But that's not the question.
Yeah, but it was a question.
The question was, did you give him enough time? But she answered because she is self centered and it's all about her.
Right.
So when they go to, let's say, the final meeting with the couples and they reveal that they're getting divorced, Nicole, of course, get in her face telling her, oh, she's going to regret it,
And she is.
and
She's
she
right from about
tells
that.
she mama guides the group and tells them, but we can try. When they get upstairs now with Mac and her, he asked her clearly, definitively, what was that all about?
Right, they actually described it as being a chance at reconciliation, and she says, "Maybe."
And they all
And then
toasted and they were happy. When he
right.
got upstairs with her, what was that about? She said, hemming and hawing. And when he said, well, did you do that because of peer pressure? She said, yes.
Now what
And
kind of
because
teenage response is that?
she's an honest person. No, you're not, girl.
Right,
You are not
yeah,
honest.
I wouldn't describe her as
Your
honest
self-esteem is wrapped in someone else's opinion, and your own is the only one that counts. So you were willing to use Mac and his emotions to fool the group in a stance that you know you could not
because
keep
everybody was looking at you.
because everybody was looking at you, and you decided to give a false representation of what your intentions were.
Now let
That is being dishonest.
despite what she says, because if it were, then it would have reflected in some self-proclaimed and self-acknowledged accountability for her part in why they divorced, for one, and two, she would have said handled some of the questions that her mother threw at her differently. and
Well,
more openly and honestly than she did.
well, Max said that her responses to everything is a young woman's game and a young dude's game, and he really didn't have time for that. And it's unfortunate that he was used in this entire
He was,
process.
and that's one reason why he said he was
I
let down.
like to see someone actually challenge her with the decisions that she has made based on what we have seen. And I hope that the experts come correctly with this BS they try to play us all because no way a 25-year-old is ready or capable or able at based on Dominique, and I'm talking about her kind of 25-year-old because there are a lot of 25-year-olds that have the wherewithal to manage themselves in this process, but she ain't it. And I am just surprised that the experts will decide to put them together, the fallout of it, and her coming away with saying that everything is Mac's fault and have no accountability for it. Her mama had no business signing her up for this. They could have gone on a extended trip to the Caribbean, including Jamaica, and let that be the end of it.
You know what? You know what's an issue with me. Dominique actually bothered to lip an apology to Mac on a couple of different occasions, if I'm not mistaken. But neither one of them, if I'm correct, seemed genuine. That's the first thing. It seemed like it was done for the cameras, for one, and two. Why did she feel like she needed to do it in the first place? Why?
Exactly. He said, "Oh, let's be friends," and he was right. I don't want to be a
And
friend.
I don't blame him one bit for
I
responding to her
don't
that
want to
way.
be a friend.
And then she goes into this what I call a self-proclaimed
Right.
victim
Or
role
she
by
feels
saying
like a cock.
Clark is being picked at, right? Okay, yeah.
This young lady is 25 years old, so we're not gonna let's say like drag her. But I believe that both the experts and her mama has some sort of responsibility. And I'm not dismissing Dominique's behavior. They should have been able to protect her in a way to not let her on this platform because the bottom line, this is an experiment, and the experiment often the rate of success on this show is
Low to
next to
begin
none.
with, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
the vetting process for how they match these people is iffy at best. It's questionable.
Yeah, and I wish them both separately, especially Mac, the best. But I think that Dom has got some issues that she needs to get real with about herself, that she needs to work on, or else this same pattern is going to continue to repeat itself.
Dom needs someone who could check her, and when I say check her, I mean go deep and
Get
check her.
past.
When I was a young girl, my mother could look at me, cut me with her eyes, and cut me to the quick. She knew what I did before I even opened it. And you had to stand there and be accountable. Ain't no sliding or somebody's fault. She don't have time for that. I heard your name in what? Explain it to me. Tell us what you think. If you think that we're being hard, we can accept that because we have lively personalities. But my God,
In this case, I was being hard, and I'm not going to apologize for that because Dominique wasted Mac's time. Max said that he went in with good intentions and all, and he felt like he was embarrassed. He felt let down and disappointed.
that's why I'm always surprised that people sign up for this because you're gonna get a level of embarrassment based on the foolishness people are doing.
Wonder what Mac's people think about this now.
No,
Think about her now.
Lord have mercy.
Mm,
We
mm.
out. God
Later.
bless. Bye bye.